The step-by-step process that I'm going to be sharing with you guys in this video is going to shift you from this vibration of low self-esteem to the vibration of self-love. So make sure you watch to the end of this video so that you can really understand all the steps. Before we jump straight in, thank you so much for your comments. I absolutely love reading your comments and chatting to you guys. So thank you for that. And also, thank you for subscribing. If you do get any value from this video, please be sure to hit the like button, subscribe. It really does help my channel. I am aiming for 1,000 subscribers. So without further ado, let's jump straight in. The other day, I was feeling quite unwell and I'd been in my room, like in my bed pretty much for like 5 days. And I was feeling really low about myself. I was noticing these negative thoughts, and the types of like negative talk that I noticed was me comparing myself to others, like pedestaling others and assuming that people didn't like me because maybe they haven't replied to me, stuff like that. And I noticed myself going like kind of spiraling into this feeling of really low self-worth. And I remember thinking that I thought this had been healed. I thought I'd healed this before. And it really brought to light the fact that we're just always on this healing journey. And sometimes things that we thought had healed can come back up to the surface. And I decided that I was going to bring myself back into some spiritual practices and kind of have like a little reset. So it was actually really difficult, by the way, to do this because I was feeling so low. All I wanted to do was just like distract myself, go on social media and ignore the feelings, maybe even sleep, just like literally try and get away from it as much as I can. But what I decided to do was bring myself down onto the floor. I lit a candle and I decided to go inwards. And I know from experience, from doing shadow work and doing spiritual practices, that when we are experiencing these triggering moments, like say that you notice that you're having a really intense feeling, like what I had noticed is that I was having this intense feeling. What I know from experience is when these triggers come up, that it is a really good opportunity to heal something within us and to therefore build our self-esteem and our self-love and whatever it is that we need to build on in that moment, whatever it is that we need to strengthen, that little thing that is giving us that opportunity to notice it needs healing is what we are going to be able to go inwards and strengthen within us. So knowing this, I took myself to the floor, I went inwards, and I basically did this shadow work process that is really transformational. And I'm going to explain to you what happened, because what happened to me next was really transformational, and it has affected me on such a big level. This happened to me a couple of weeks ago, and since I did this process, I've been able to tap into the energy that I took myself into afterwards, the transformation, a lot easier. I'm going to explain this in better detail. So once I noticed that I was having these negative thoughts, I, as I said, went inwards and I asked myself the question, and this is the first thing you're going to do, is you take your attention to that feeling, wherever that feeling is in your body, and you're going to ask yourself, when was the first time that I felt this feeling? I've done this practice many times. Sometimes I get like a memory come up straight away. Sometimes I don't. And this is just something that you're going to practice. Sometimes I'm overthinking too much or like trying to pull in this memory when really what you want to do is just relax and just allow for whatever's going to come through to come through. And that is what you're going to work with. So when I asked myself, when was the first time that I felt this, I had a memory surface of myself being really upset when I was younger. And I can kind of sense what age I was and what period of time this was in my life. And for me, the memories come up as like a feeling, a sense, kind of visual, But I try not to focus too much on the visual, but like just the experience of it. Some people are going to have memories come up in all different ways. It might not be as visual for you. It might be more visuals for you. It might be more using any of your other senses. However it resurfaces for you is going to be very individual. But for me, I had this experience of myself being young and being really upset. And the next step that I would go on to do, which is where I really found the transformation, is I asked this part of me, this version of myself, what it is that they needed in this moment. And before I did this, I really validated their feelings. So I've told them that it's completely fine to feel how they feel, that I'm here for them. And then I asked, what is it that you need? And my child self, what they said to me was so transformative that it has completely shifted how I see myself and how I see the other people in my life. Because what she said was, I just need you. And in that moment, I noticed that my consciousness was so distracted and consumed by worrying about other people and what they thought of me and getting the validation from other people, that I had abandoned this part of myself that just wanted my attention. And so what I did was I gave this part of myself the attention that it wanted. I gave it the love that it needed, and it felt so much relief in that moment. I felt so much relief in that moment. In that moment, I realized that I have the power to give myself love, and anyone else in my life is really just a plus and a bonus. And that's like the first time that I really, really experienced that and felt that. Whatever it is that that part of you asks for, you're going to give it to them. And you can do this through your imagination. I've had versions of this happen where the part of me actually just wants to be taken out of a situation from like an angel or from someone that's actually in my life. It might be that the part of you wants this, and you can get as creative as you possibly want with this. It can literally be anything. Whatever that part of you wants in that moment, give that to them, and then you're going to be able to kind of change the memory and allow them to get what they actually need in that moment. So I got this process. I just wanted to mention and credit Teal Swan because I have learned a lot from her process, the completion process, and she does have a book on this. So if you want to dive deeper into this process, then definitely have a look at her work because I have learned so much from her. I think she's amazing. But that is it for today's video, guys. So I will see you in the next one. Thank you so much for subscribing, and thank you so much for your comments. I will see you in the next video. Bye.